Hello Elaine, and thank you for sending me your lovely video. Just before we get started, this is something that I tell all of our riders. When you get your score sheet, fingers crossed the judge has loved your performance and you will be delighted with your scores. But often you'll see that there are lots of comments, and then you might then be tempted to just jump in and try and tackle everything in one go. So my first piece of advice is to try to focus on just one thing at a time. And then in your next test, you can think, okay, so this is what we've been focusing on, that movement or that pace, or if maybe a general way of going, that's where you would really want to see the marks improving. So then we can move on and focus on the next thing and so on. So if you can learn to just isolate your goals and improve incrementally, so little steps forward, I find that this is the key to success. So let's go through the test and then I'll give you a general overview and little tips as we go along, and then at the end we can get into it a little bit deeper and identify one main area that we might want to focus on, so then we can help you improve for the next time. So let's have a look at your test. So here we go. We are entering at A, and that looks nice and accurate. You're definitely bang on the center line. Well done. And it's lovely and straight. Now I'm looking for the suppleness as you turn right. And yeah, you're a little bit straight there. We could have had a little bit more suppleness around your right leg as you turned right at C. Now we're on a 20-meter circle. And again, you would really need to be showing a little bit more right flexion and a little bit more body bend. So already, this is like my little red flag for now is the suppleness, but let's keep going and see how the rest of the test goes. So we've got our walk transition, which was lovely and obedient. Just make sure that your horse stays in front of your leg in the walk. So a little rule of thumb is, does it feel like there's a trot in the walk? So is there enough activity? Have that in your head in your training, and always make sure that you are consistent in your training of all of the paces. Don't neglect the walk. You've got to have a little bit more purpose. But other than that, the walk looked nice and relaxed. Here again, just need a little bit more activity in this trot. And let's check your suppleness on this 20-meter circle now. Left. So the circle is looking a little bit flat. And again, that's usually due to a suppleness issue. So you could have just pushed that circle out to make it a bit fatter. Here we go with the 3-loop serpentine. So again, actually I think a 3-loop serpentine is quite challenging at intro level. I think it's quite a mean movement for this level because it's quite demanding, and you really need to show bend on the left rein and then bend on the right rein. And that your serpentine was just a little bit straight on both reins. This walk just needs a little bit more stretch, and I think you would have that if your horse was a little bit more in front of your leg the whole time. Then your horse would take that contact forward and down, and you could show a little bit more over track then in the free walk. And then this final center line, which I know when you're riding this, it feels like it takes forever to reach X, doesn't it? But you're lovely and straight and accurate. And that looks like a nice square halt. Well done. Very well done, Elaine. Good. Okay. So as I said, as we went through the test, you definitely could improve your marks by working on your suppleness. And I know that's something we hear over and over and over again, but often it's misunderstood, and it doesn't mean that you should just keep riding endless circles. What we mean by suppleness is actually creating bend through your horse's body. And when we're riding dressage movements, in order to maintain a balance as we go through all the patterns, we need to have that bend all the way from the horse's poll through the body and to the tail. And when we give the correct aids, we can actually shift our horse's spine so that we have that bend. You can actually see it when you're riding. You can actually see a beautiful curve through the body. Now, we have a lovely video demonstrating how to create bend, and it's in the prelim program. It's part of the autumn season, so definitely, if you can, have a look at that. But I will explain what happens in the lesson. You'll see that we will be doing what I call everybody look left or everybody look right, depending on which rein you're working on. So what we're doing is we're actually developing suppleness and teaching Raffles what the aids are to create bend through his body. So when we say everybody look left or right, what you're actually doing is we're in an exercise where you, as the rider, you compromise your position initially, and you're actually looking down and around to your horse's inside left hind leg. Okay, and then at the same time, you bring your horse's nose all the way around to look at your left toe. So you're looking down and to the left, and your horse is looking round to the left, all the way to your toe. And because we're obviously then bending the neck, you just need to remember to allow your outside rein to lengthen and let that neck come all the way around. So as I say, so it's almost, the idea would be that your horse's nose would almost touch your left toe. So the feeling you get when you do that is that the horse's spine will shift, and it feels like there is space for your inside leg to actually drop downwards. So for that part, it's just about recognizing the feeling, and you just need to go with it. Just experiment a bit and just let yourself go. And you will probably end up on a really small circle in the beginning, but that's okay. Just once you get the feeling of that spine shifting around your leg, then you can sit up and use your inside leg to push the circle out and make the circle bigger. And you can practice the exercise in walk first and then in trot. And obviously just make sure that you work both reins evenly so that we're developing a nice even suppleness through your horse's whole body. And this is just a really good exercise. It's a bit like an onboard physio session for your horse. So please have a look at that lesson. I hope this feedback will help you. And please give your lovely horse a big pat for me. And I really look forward to seeing you trotting up the centre line again soon.